Hi there, beautiful soul. The average human in Western society spent, according to Joe Dispenza a few years ago, 70% of its time in the fight or flight mechanism of the nervous system. This means that they are in stress. I think, personally, that someone with ME/CFS has this percentage even higher, maybe up to 80 or 90% of their time in the stress mode, and probably this was before they got chronic fatigue syndrome, and now their stress tolerance is probably lower. According to Kyle Davies, when the stress bucket is full, you will develop symptoms. The stress bucket is a very simplistic analogy for your body. Your body, the stress, if you can't release it because you spend all your time already in stress and you don't have time to relax, is then stored into the body, accumulated, and then eventually it will overflow and you will develop symptoms. And this usually happens after an event like an illness or an accident or something like that. Dan Neufer linked excessive stress to the autonomic nervous system being dysregulated. And he says, and I'm completely with him, that excessive stress and a dysregulated autonomic nervous system is the cause of the symptoms from chronic fatigue syndrome. So if you are sick and you want to go back to your old life before your symptoms, would you like to go back to that 70% life? Knowingly that your stress tolerance is probably lower than 70% right now. Maybe it will never get back to 70%. Maybe it will be 50 or 40. So therefore, I think we cannot go back to the old lives. We cannot go back to the process of getting ill and accumulating stress. We have to live very differently. Gabor Mate is, in the coming months, publishing a book called The Myth of Normal, about living in a toxic society. And I think that this title is exactly what I want to tell people with chronic fatigue syndrome. There is no going back. And everything that I do in my recovery program or on my YouTube channels is about eliminating and releasing stress. And eliminating stress in ways that you can't even imagine yet, because it's so normal. But it's a myth that it is normal. And imagine you were having a 70% stress life. How would a 40% stress life look like? Or a 30? Or a 20? Or a 10? Maybe we can go all the way back to 10 or 0. How would life look like? How empty would your mind be? How joyful would it be? I think it's probably something that it is hard to imagine because we're so not used of this. Maybe it's a very vague feeling from a holiday in childhood. But that's where I want to go. That's where I want to go with you. So I'd like to see you on my website. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for watching. And more movies are coming. Bye.